Hi, and welcome to this Q&A session with the cast and crew of the short film Milo, A Voyage to Atlantis, based on the original animated movie. With us are director, actor, stuntman and photographer Nick Bensman, actor and photographer Heidi Ringo Price, and filmmaker and actor Daniel Dreza. My name is David Smith, and I will be hosting the Q&A for today. When you heard that Milo was being made and produced, how did you feel considering that there was a original spin-off on such a beloved classic, and how did you feel when you found out that you were being cast?
When I remember reading the description actually, and then I don't even know if I submitted for it or was contacted by you guys, but the second I saw it, I thought that is a brilliant idea because nobody's ever done it, and this is one of those few ones that you can look at it and think, how has this not been redone already as a live action?
So I was supposed to leave for Peru the day before I got the call back, and then our flight got canceled, so we couldn't go. And had it not been canceled, I wouldn't have been able to do the callback because I would have been off grid in Peru. And so at that point, I was like, I had such a good feeling about it because this is such crazy timing, you know what I mean? So I sent my audition back in, the call back in, and then I found out when we got back from Peru that I got the role, and I sobbed. I was so excited. I mean, this is literally my dream role.
Well, I never really thought of playing Milo. It never came across for me. I just knew that I wanted to be part of the project and I wanted to bring this project forward. And when I pitched Milo Voyage to Atlantis, then they said, "Oh, so you're gonna be Milo?" And I said, "What?" I don't look like him. I don't know. There's been so many people out there who love the original film and they do their own fan castings and stuff like that. Apparently, people said I looked like the guy, I guess.
You look just like him. I think you're perfect for it. I mean, when I auditioned, then you sent the movie poster over, I was like, you are the perfect person to play Milo.
And so how did you feel about creating original characters in an established and beloved universe? What was that like, trying to breathe life into these characters that we had never seen before?
You know, these characters are generally cartoons, and because of the nature of a cartoon, it can be a little bit lighthearted and more funny. In these stakes, that doesn't really play, so you have to make sure that these characters have real, motivation, real boundaries, real stakes. And so instead of playing, the typical bad guy, which at first my character doesn't seem like a typical bad guy, he's kind of likable. And then he just kind of, he just is this thoroughly, morally, void man where he's all about the money.
I think for Helga, what I wanted to bring to her character, there's a lot going on, and like Nick said, with every character, you want to bring yourself. You're not trying to replicate somebody, and I knew, I kind of trusted. I was like, okay, I know that, on the outside, everybody can appear a certain way to audiences. I can be very lighthearted and fun, but internally, I'm a very deep thinker and analytical person. And so for her, I just wanted to bring a lot of depth, I think, and intensity. She is very intense. She knows what she wants. She's powerful. She's strong. And because, a woman in 1912, kind of running the show on any level, or at least being the top dog for Whitmore, is a big deal.
When I was seeing Milo do his things in the original movie and everything, he does them because he's supposed to be quirky and he's supposed to have these sort of mannerisms and stuff, which to the normal eye, it's just he's just quirky and he stumbles a lot. In reality, how can you grab that and put it into a live action one? It's a normal person who does that, like me, for example. It could be many things. It could be somebody who suffers from anxiety. It could be somebody who suffers from stress, horrible levels of stress.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all these goofy expressions that you're making and laughing, it on the surface level that seems comedic, but I feel like that's coming from a place of anxiety. That's coming from a place of rejection. What was your favorite part about working on this movie?
No, I can't relate. For at least there wasn't really one.
I can't relate. It wasn't funny at all.
No.
And we had
no fun.
No fun at all.
God awful. Why am I here right now?
Thank you for bringing it up. Jesus.
No, I mean, any snafus on my part, it was what we were just talking about a little off camera. Is we had already done the scene several times, and it was the second to last take before I was wrapped, and all of a sudden I'm looking at Daniel, and I completely forgot his character's name, so I just stood there just like, thank you. Everything about this was enjoyable. And I was so worried I wasn't going to be able to make it too, because the next day after we shot this, I had a very much needed surgery that I had to do. And that had been on the books for several months. And we made the surgery, and then I got this call for this project, and he said, when can you do this? And I'm like, well, maybe, I think it was like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I'm like, well, the 22nd, I think I'm having surgery. Can we do this the 21st? I'm like, I hate to be that guy, but I really, really want to do this.
Yeah.
And before there was a full answer, I called up my doctor. I'm like, I might have to push the surgery.
No.
I was ready to do it for this role because, I was so excited to be a part of this.
The costume fitting, I had full body chills the whole time. The minute that we stepped in there and getting to put faces to names, or names to faces, that was such an incredible experience for me. Also, like the actual costumes, were incredible. I felt like I was on the Titanic. There was one point when we were filming towards the end, and I remember we did one take, and you looked at me and you were like, I'm scared. Like, that scared me. And I remember thinking, yes, perfect. That's what I wanted. Like, and you were so, everybody on set was an incredible actor, but like watching you're so easy to respond to. And I think going back to what you were saying about bringing humanity to the role, when you're doing comedy, you don't want to try to be funny. It's never going to come across as funny. Like, you want to relate to the human part that other people can relate to.
Well, we did have this one thing that wasn't planned, and it happened. It was a scene where I'm running up the stairs, and my bag gets like, what do you call it?
Caught.
It gets caught on like the corner edge of like the staircase, and I just start shaking it. I'm like, I was so nervous because we were already behind on schedule, and I was like, the director's gonna kill me because I just keep on screwing this scene up. And then by the time that I just remove it, the whole crew is just dying laughing, and I'm like, I think we can keep that. Yeah.
But the film itself is already so incredible. So
thank you so much. Milo, The Voyage to Atlantis is on YouTube right now.
Milo, The Voyage to Atlantis. Now available on YouTube. Join the expedition and follow Milo.movie on Instagram, X, and Threads.